So in case you've been living under a rock for the past 48 hours, you would know that the feud between Candace Owens and Cardi B is back on, and it does not seem to be letting up anytime soon. I'm going to talk about why this is not petty and why we should talk about it because it is important. And I'm going to talk about Candace Owens' response on Instagram. And lastly, I'm going to say how Candace Owens hit her, but hit her in a spot where it hurt the most. For all practical purposes, it destroyed her. And we're starting right now, even though I'm pretty sure this video will not be monetized. Hello, my name is Kyle, and this is The Conservative Take. And if this is your first time here, please know that we take pop culture and politics and filter them right. If that sounds like something you want to see more of, then please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any future content. So that this video is not 5 hours long, I want you to go look at some videos below. If you don't know the history between Cardi B and Candace Owens, we covered it pretty thoroughly. And if you get a chance, check out her book as well, Blackout. It's awesome. We did a review on that. We'll leave some links to all that stuff below. So I want to get into this because I want to say why this is important, because it's important because we have to engage the culture, all right? I mean, we can't just let the left just run a roughshod on us, okay? And one of the reasons why this channel was started was because Candace Owens said to engage the culture. And I thought that was a good area to go with because you can kind of take it and you can kind of look at what they do and kind of laugh at it and put it back in their face, because that's essentially what Candace Owens does. And that's why this is such a heated thing, because Cardi B is livid. I mean, she's going nuts on the internet now. I mean, she's tweeting relentlessly. And so Candace Owens did a response on this. And when she did the response, well, then everything else blew up even further. And so, and the media is fueling this thing too. They're like, go Cardi, go Cardi. I'm like, okay, yeah, you probably shouldn't, because you're making her look even worse than she already is. And Candace Owens just put something on this in her response on Instagram that's just, it's really, really good the way she responds, because she's like, look, I'm here. I'm who I am. The only reason why you're doing it is because you can't defeat me intellectually. You're all over the place. You're all over the map. What you're saying is stupid. And by the way, she tweeted this right here. Let me put this on the screen right here. So that's the tweet that Candace Owens put out there for Cardi B. And I'm remiss in mentioning the Grammys, because essentially this weekend, Cardi B was on stage with another person, did something really raunchy, and it was on, you know, national TV, the Grammys of all things. I remember growing up, the Grammys used to be a classy event, and that pretty much is no longer the case. By the way, the Grammys ratings went down 50%, I believe, from last year, so it's not going anywhere good. So, but the response was treated, of course, in the mainstream media one way, even though some in the mainstream media said, you know what, this is still pretty bad. This is a not safe for work performance. So there's mixed reviews even in the mainstream media. But for the most part, people are trying to embrace the sexual freedom that she was displaying. Where Candace Owens' take is, look, this is not good. This is not something that we should be looking at. This is not something that adults should be looking at, because it might as well be going to strip clubs, in other words, from what I have heard and what she was saying from her description of it. And so, and here's the deal. Why it's important for a culture is because you have two black women on either side of the spectrum. Both are diametrically opposed to each other. You have Candace Owens, obviously, and you have Cardi B. I mean, just look at it, right? One chose one path, another chose another path. Both are extremely successful in each one of those areas. And the reason why it's important is because of the kids. Who do we want our kids to role model after? And I'm telling you right now, if you ask the average person, well, if they take politics out, because people are so stuck on conservatism, but if you would just paint a picture and you would just blindfold test somebody and list everything on there on one side, this is what Candace Owens is, and leave out the politics stuff, because that will definitely slant the test results, because people just say, well, whatever. But if you just put, like, you know, she's a family person, she's married, she's has her own business, boom, 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 versus someone who takes her clothes off and does this and does this and says this and does this, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, parents in America will want the Candace Owens character, regardless of what their political affiliation is, because that's just what people want. And that's going to get into later on what I want to talk about. Now, that's why it's important, because the mainstream media wants to push these values on our kids, And that's not what I want for my kids. And I'm pretty sure that if you're watching this video, you probably do not want that for your kids as well. That's all Candace Owens is saying. He goes on to say, look, Candace does. And look, Cardi B retweeted something that was a fake tweet, a Photoshop tweet that implied or alleged that Candace Owens' husband cheated on her with a family member of Candace Owens. False, okay? Candace Owens says, look, I'm going to sue you for that. And just because you make money and have money doesn't mean you're smart. And so basically she belittles her intellect, saying, look, you should have run this past a lawyer because I'm going to sue you. I sued Facebook, I'm going to sue you, and you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. And how she said this is round 2, but round 3 is coming, and that's gonna be a legal battle. And so she goes into it that she is just not a happy person. That she's attacking Candace Owens. She's all over the place, and she's attacking at Candace Owens because she is not happy with herself. That she's unhappy with her marriage situation, which is a public thing that you can go out and see for yourself what's going on with Cardi B's marriage. And yet Cardi B wants to attack Candace Owens because she married a white man. Even though, how many celebrities who are black have white spouses? I mean, it's a lot. And it shouldn't be important to anybody. But again, she brings it up simply because he has nothing else to go at her with. Call her a sellout. All they have, call you a sellout or Uncle Tom. That's all they got. That's all they got. There's nothing else they have. Or they just make lies about you. Of course, and that plays right into that whole thing with the fake tweet, you know? And she even doubled down on that by saying, hey, we saw it live, whatever. And it's false. I mean, and so she's gonna get sued for it, and we should see how that happens. And so let's take a look at some things that Candace Owens said in her response on Instagram.
Some of just the worst symptoms when it comes to a degenerative culture, and we got to change it. So it was obvious to me when Tucker asked me the question, why is this problematic, just to really spell out what it is about this sort of messaging for young women when we keep being told by the media, who I personally think wants to hurt women, to hurt families. Like, I think that we are just after the destruction of the fabric of American values. Okay, to you need to stop following. Okay, one of the biggest pieces of advice that I've ever gotten in my life, and you should follow this. You are the average of the 5 people you spend your most time with, right? So you will become the average. So if you are hanging out with 5 people that are successful business people that have happy families, you will naturally raise your average, right? If you are hanging out with people who sulk all day and are angry and just want to go out and complain and riot and protest, you will become that average, right? So you have to be very careful about what you keep around you, and that's inclusive of that time that you're spending of a day listening to music and following artists that promote violence and promote sex. Just make your average better, is what I always say. So one another for skin color. So Cardi B, I'm not going to apologize to you because my husband's white. Like, I'm not going to apologize to you that I make my husband sandwiches. Like, I am in a happy and a healthy family. And these sorts of petty attacks, when she does this, and if you're ever trying to understand why it always seems like she is just all over the place when she is trying to debate or attack me or she's just trying to hurt me, right? Because she's hurt because she knows that when I say this stuff, it hits at something inside of her that she knows she's not right with, right? Cardi B recognizes that I'm a confident individual, right? And she can't just dig up stuff on me that I'm going to be ashamed of. And so when I say something like she's toxic to culture, the reason she gets so worked up and she starts spiraling is because she knows it's real. You can lie to the entire world about who you are. You can fake being confident. You can fake being, sure of yourself. You can pop your vagina on a stage. But when you go to bed at night, it is just you and your thoughts.
And so she said a lot there, but I think it's really good that she pointed out about how Cardi B is just in a dark place. She doesn't know. She doesn't feel good about herself. That when she lays her head on the pillow at night, she knows that what she's doing ain't right. It ain't right. And that is my third reason here, or that's the reason why I want to say why she hit Cardi B in a place that was so hard, how she destroyed her where it hurt the most. When she's alone by herself, when she's dealing with that, and she has no one else to talk to, there's no fans, there's no people on Twitter, there's no crowds roaring, it's just you, the darkness, the pillow, and your thoughts. And that's when it hits you, you know? And she alleges and she thinks, and I agree because she's a human being, that she knows what she's doing ain't right. And she knows that she's backed herself into a corner. Candace Owens mentions this, that she can't go anywhere from here. Where do you go when you're in the gutter already? Where can you go? If you go up, then you're gonna have to, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna come Candace Owens' way and then go against this culture of negativity? I mean, she talks about, again, what she said, like, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around. That's really important. I've heard that many times from people who I really admire and who are mentors of mine. They talk about that. You mentioned about Confucius and about how you can judge a society by their music in terms of their morals. If their music is immoral, then you know what? The society is going to be immoral too. And so that's why it hit her so hard, because deep down, she knows that. And it's evident in the fact that she's gone 18 hours straight all over the place on the internet looking for favoritism, looking for acceptance, looking for something, looking for an audience, but she's incoherent. She's incoherent. In fact, go back and look at those videos and those tweets from last year. We posted that. Go check it out. You'll see. And back then, Candace kind of shut her down and really embarrassed Cardi. And you could tell. And it's like, but then she has to deal with her fans who really don't know much anything. And then, of course, they have to back her. But again, it's not based on anything other than emotion. That's it. So I want to just talk about that right now. I know I covered a lot here, but let me know what you think. What's your side? Do you think Candace kind of hit her too hard, or do you think that Cardi B was just way over the line with the allegation or the fake tweet for her husband cheating on Candace Owens, despite the fact that we know what's going on with Cardi B and her husband? And I think, quite frankly, that's what's going on there. She wants to get something on Candace so she can run in the dirt with her. But because Candace was like, look, you can't touch me. I'm living my life. I'm happy. I make sandwiches for my white husband. I don't care. I have a beautiful baby. And by the way, so is Cardi B. But, I mean, she's happy. She says, I'm happy. I'm successful. And I'm self-assured. I'm confident. There's nothing you can say or do to me that hurt me. I'm Cardi B. And that just rubs all up in her because she knows that's it. She can't get her on money because Candace Owens has money. So there's nothing. And it really rubs Cardi B the wrong way. And it's obvious what you see on Twitter. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like what we do on this channel, where we take culture of pop culture and politics and we filter it to you in a conservative manner. In other words, we filter it to you right. Then please click the like and subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. There's a join button there if you want to support this channel. You can click that to find out how to do that. Check out our Discord server where we have discussions going on right now, and tell us your thoughts there. And also check out some content that we have right